Welcome back. I think we had some technical issue here with our network, but we are back here at the Monrovia Central Prison. This is DN News Liberia, where the Monrovia, the Supreme Court of Liberia has ordered the release of Madam Finda Bundoo. Since yesterday, Madam Finda Bundoo was incarcerated based on an order from the judge of criminal code C after two of her bail or criminal appearance bond were denied by the court. Two of her criminal appearance bond were denied by the court, and then she was ordered to be incarcerated based on that two criminal appearance bond. This case, for some of you just following today, this case stemmed from the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force that has accused Madam Finda Bundoo, former Chief of Protocol of the Executive Mansion, of embezzling and funds, and also using her office, using her public office to embezzle government money. She's been accused of corruption, and then this case is worth about 6.2 million United States dollars. This case worth 6.2 million United States dollars by the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force. And so, Madam Finda Bundoo is going to come out. This is DN News Liberia. Just a night at the Monrovia Central Prison. These are our supporters who have come. These are our supporters who have come to support her in solidarity. Madam Finda Bundoo is affectionately known as the rescue mother of the CDC government. She was known as the rescue mother. And so these individuals, apparently they were rescued by her at some point in time, or they've been rescued by her even presently, and so they are very much more happy and overjoyed to see Madam Finda Bundoo returning from the Monrovia Central Prison. But one thing we like to say to you, the order from the Supreme Court is that this is temporary. This release is temporary. There will be a conference. After that conference, then the determination will be made as to whether Finda Bundoo will return to the Monrovia Central Prison or she will go, and not as a free woman, but her bond that she filed. The Supreme Court will look at that bond, the criminal appearance bond, and know as to whether she can remain outside while the 6.2 million United States dollars worth of corruption allegations against her can be going on. But this is temporary. She's being released just temporarily by the Supreme Court. And then a conference will be held. Many of you know what a conference is. In terms of legal issue of such, there will be a conference. And then following that conference, then they will determine as to whether Madam Finda Bundoo can actually return to the prison based on the allegation that she presented 40 or disqualified criminal appearance bond. But until that can be determined from a conference, Finda Bundoo is going to be free today from the Monrovia Central Prison. We urge you to share this live and invite others to follow. This is DN News Liberia, and we're coming to you live from the Monrovia Central Prison. There are many women that are here, young men are here too, but most of the people here who are watching to see what's going to happen, they are females. As you know, Finda is a lady who has a lot of followings in terms of especially prayer mothers. We saw many occasions when she appeared at Criminal Code C. We saw prayer mothers accompanying her. There were prayer mothers accompanying her, and these prayer mothers on most occasions were praying for Madam Finda Bundoo to be freed, and now they are seeking a gospel son exactly as I'm saying this. Listen to this. So the correction officers are here. They are calling on the vehicles that are lined up here to leave the entrance because there is an emergency from within the Monrovia Central Prison. We don't know whether that is a tactic for the space to be clear for Madam Finda Bundoo to leave the prison, or it is actually an emergency, but we cannot confirm that. But this is how things are like here. Women are very much happy. They are very much overjoyed about the fact that Madam Finda Bundoo is being released. But like we repeated, all I have been saying over and over, I would like to repeat, Madam Finda Bundoo is being temporarily released by the Supreme Court. So Associate Justice Yusuf Kaba, who is the Justice in Chamber, currently is the one gave this temporary release order for Finda Bundoo after her legal team filed a bill of prohibition against Judge Usman Fakar. Now the information is that in the conference, Judge Usman Fakar is going to be a party to this entire conference, to this entire hearing, because this conference is going to be about his decision to incarcerate Madam Finda Bundoo. Whether that was right or it was wrong, or whether it was inappropriate, it is the Justice in Chamber who is going to decide on that matter. But mind you that in most cases, when the Justice in Chamber ruled in such a case, it is either taken to the full bench, but this is a temporary release. And they are seeking gospel songs, It Got to Be God. So we see Liberia heavyweight sensational, one person who has participated in the strongman competition in this country, Sapo Giant, is also here. He was here from last evening. These are some of the people, maybe it may sound shocking to you, but about 80 to 85% of the people you see here slept outside of this prison. And last evening they were here hoping that Madam Finda Bundoo can be released from prison. And it did not materialize, but the legal team worked it out for them, but only for temporary release for Madam Finda Bundoo. There is an emergency, according to the information. There is an emergency, and this correction officer from the Bureau of Correction is driving this bus outside. They are making every way possible to have this place clear. And so, keep watching. So the cheering continues. The cheering continues outside of the Monrovia Central Prison. Cheering continues here from the outside of the Monrovia Central Prison with these women very much overjoyed to see Madam Finda Bundoo, Finda Bundoo coming outside. They are saying this has got to be God. Whether the law sees it that way, it is left with what will happen from the conference. But this is a temporary release here for Finda Bundoo. As you know, a lot of happened A lot has been said surrounding this entire case. A lot of people observed what happening yesterday. And when the order for incarceration was done by the judge, Madam Nora Finda Bundoo walked or drove from her home, and someone said around the Paris Street area, and came over here and signed and officially went into this prison compound. She walked and turned herself over. She did not escape. She did not abscond from the law. She came here and she turned herself over. If the law, after the conference, if the law says she has to return back to this place, definitely she's going to return. My name is Aaron Kuban, and I urge you to keep following DN News Liberia. Share this live as we bring you this very, very much intriguing story from yesterday to today. We've been bringing you the happenings here on this case with Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. They are chanting and singing, finally God has done it for us. But it remains as to whether they are aware that this is a temporary release for Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. And as a matter of fact, this is just all of the happenings surrounding this case is just preliminary. These are preliminary proceedings that are ongoing as it relates to criminal appearance bond. As you may know, under the Liberian law, if there are allegations or charges filed against you, and those charges are available, you need to have a criminal appearance bond. Madam Nora Finda Bundoo has on 2 occasions tried to present a criminal appearance bond and has been challenged by the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force on 2 occasions. Those criminal appearance bonds have all failed to go through. And so she was yesterday ordered incarcerated, and today she has been ordered released, but this is temporary according to the order from the Justice in Chamber. So this should not be a surprise to many of you watching. This should not be anything shocking to many of you watching. Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is called the rescue mother. That's how many of our followers and admirers refer to her, as the rescue mother. Many of those here dancing might be some of those that were rescued or are being rescued by Nora Finda Bundoo. So it is obvious that they will have to go crazy for this woman who rescued them during the 6 years of that's President Joseph. Sorry, did I say President George Weah? And now they are here to celebrate him. During the 6-year rule of our former President George Weah, these women, many of them were rescued. It's obvious. And so they are here to celebrate her release. But this is temporary. We keep saying this. So it has been over 13 minutes now. It has been over 13 minutes since we begin this live, and Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is yet to be released. But the information is that she has been ordered released from the Monrovia Central Prison. So the Monrovia Central Prison has another emergency according to the announcement here. There is another emergency. And one thing we'd like to state here, we are not aware of what type of emergency, whether it is a health emergency or it is an emergency to go and bring a particular prisoner or someone who is to be incarcerated here at the Monrovia Central Prison. We are now aware, but we keep hearing emergency has been announced by the correctional officers that are assigned here at the Monrovia Central Prison. Keep following DN News Liberia. share the live. We urge you to invite others to follow. This is DN News Liberia, and we're coming to you live from the Monrovia Central Prison. Women are here, men are here, but women are in dominant, celebrating, and very much overjoyous over the reported order of a release for Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. Keep following. We are bringing you this. So we are staying here at the Monrovia Central Prison, where Madam Nora Finda Bundoo has been order released by the Justice in Chamber, Judge Yusuf Kaba. They are crazy for Finda. That's the song they are singing. So the people have been asked to take the main row. The supporters of Nora Finda Bundoo have been asked to take the main row to continue the celebration. I think there will be a parade here. There will be a parade for this temporary release of Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. She's affectionately known as Rescue Mother in the CDC and during the time of our former President, George Weah. So, those of you just joining us, this is DN News Liberia, and we are coming to you live from the Monrovia Central Prison. Yeah, on Center Street, just on Center Street, few blocks away from the Palm Grove Cemetery, where they have the Monrovia Central Prison. The reason we hear Madam Nora Finda Bundoo has been ordered temporarily released from the Monrovia Central Prison, but the Justice in Chamber, Judge Yusuf Kaba. And this is because there was an order to incarcerate her by Judge Usman Fakai on yesterday, and now that order was challenged by writ of prohibition to the Justice in Chamber, and the Justice in Chamber asked that this incarceration be temporarily suspended until a conference. That's why they said pending a conference, then she can either be returned to the Central Prison, or she'll be, her bail bond or criminal appearance bond will be accepted. And thank you, baby.
How do you feel about the release of Madam Finda Bundoo today?
Well, I think that is a law. I think this should be celebrated.
Celebrated?
Celebrated in the sense that she's being such a public figure. Looking at her attachment, looking at the fact of her popularity, to have grown and good in response to the judicial system. I mean, to be celebrated, not just the Kingdom system, but all in particular. Many people will embrace this.
Chief, don't let me do the welcome sign. The job.
So this is DN News Liberia. This is DN News Liberia, and we are coming to you live from the Monrovia Central Prison. This is DN News. The journalists are being pushed around here in terms of how this entire place can be arranged, along with our supporters as well. They've been pushed around in terms of having the access to this entire place here. But this is how things are like here from outside the Monrovia Central Prison.
Okay.
Monrovia Finda Bundoo might just step out of this huge fence here built for prisoners or inmates. If that's the way to distract them at the So we are still here. If you just joining us, this is DN News Liberia. We coming to you live from the Monrovia Central Prison, outside of the Monrovia Central Prison, where Monrovia Finda Bundoo. This is the vehicle that should be taking Monrovia Finda Bundoo to her home or wheresoever she's going to spend the night, and then following that, the conference will be held. So the queue is being formed. The queue is being formed here for Monrovia Finda Bundoo. It seems like Monrovia Finda Bundoo don't want to be seen on camera, and because the vehicle keep going. I don't know, they want to take the vehicle into the fence, but it seems that she doesn't want to be seen on camera leaving the Monrovia Central Prison. But we are still here. So, Choco. So Monrovia Finda Bundoo is going to be placed in this SUV. We are still here. It's becoming very tough to get a glance. It's becoming very tough to get a glance of what's going to happen here, but we are still here. Imagine my camera is just at the back of one of the biggest, one of the giants in the country. So that is to tell you that my view is being seriously crunched. But very shortly. We are saying yeah. So we want to do everything to get you a glimpse of what's going to happen here as Madam Nora Finda Bundoo leaves this Monrovia Central Prison. Just a glance, because we've been seriously so Madam Nora Finda Bundoo said, I don't think she really wants to speak to her people. These people, some of them have slept here over the night. It said that she doesn't want to speak with them because with the way things are like here, she want to, surmount that this lady will come out and speak to her people who are out here dancing for her. Madam Nora Finda Bundoo seems to be escaping from the camera. Yeah, and unfortunately she did not speak with these people who have spent the night here waiting to see her. She was smuggled into this vehicle. I saw the former superintendent of Grand General County, Kai Fale, also here. Sapo Giant is making sure that car is manned very well. And so we have these Liberians here protecting this vehicle, carrying Madam Nora Finda Bundoo, who was smuggled into this vehicle. She was released here by the judge, the Justice Chamber. We'll have a conference. She has been temporarily released, but this is how things are like here. And we do not know when next Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is heading, but let's see if we can just give you a view of which way this convoy carrying Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is going to head. This vehicle, stay tuned. Rescue murder! This place is packed. So many Liberians who believe in Nora Finda Bundoo are here to celebrate her release from the Monrovia Central Prison. And you see the car is being seriously engulfed by people. The vehicle carrying Madam Finda Bundoo is being seriously engulfed by people marching beside this vehicle and ensuring that Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is safely taken to her home. Yeah, this is DN News Liberia. She is considered the rescue mother. She is considered the rescue mother of the CDC and by some of her fanatics. She is the former chief of protocol of the Republic of that's President George. We are former chief of protocol of the Executive Marshal. She has been released. You cannot believe what is happening here. You just cannot believe what is happening here. She's been seriously celebrated. She's been seriously celebrated. Young people are celebrating the release of Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. And so we will bring you this live coverage here from Center and UN Drive intersection. This is where we are. This is Center and UN Drive intersection. This is the vehicle carrying Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. So, we understand this convoy might held to Paris Street or somewhere else is unconfirmed. But Madam Nora Finda Bundoo has been released. Young Liberians are celebrating the release of Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. Come to think about when this case is finally concluded and Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is found not guilty by the criminal code C. These women are celebrating how mad they are and crazy for Finda Bundoo. One Finda has been accused of criminally siphoning government resources. She's being celebrated by her barefooted. These ladies are walking without slippers. Monrovia is partly upside down. Monrovia is partly upside down, with the urine drive being the main point of attraction here, with Madam Nora Finda Bundoo being temporarily released by the Justice Chamber. Now, what needs to be said here is that what a majority of these people who are celebrating you say you can compare Finda release to the time Jesus went to Jerusalem? Why are you celebrating Finda? She's been accused of stealing. The people, this government is accusing her of stealing. So it doesn't matter even if the allegations are true. The allegations are false. So these are, okay, thank you. These are Liberians who are happy. According to them, they are crazy for the former chief of protocol to former President George Weah. So it seems like we speed a little bit, and the main vehicle carrying Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is just at the back there, and that's just one of the vehicles ahead. If you just joining us, this is DN News Liberia. We coming to you live from the UN Drive, just from the Monrovia Central Prison, where former Chief of Protocol to former President George Weah, Nora Finda Bundoo, has been temporarily released from prison after she was incarcerated on yesterday.
Hello.
Women have lined up celebrating Nora Finda Bundoo. They say Madam Finda Bundoo, the Arabs say Finda Bundoo stole millions of dollars, worth over $6 billion. But these women say they are not concerned about that. It is not their business. It is none of their business. They just love this lady. Madam Nora Finda Bundoo came into the country without many of our state security individuals being aware, or maybe that could have been well planned. But she entered the country, and then the Asset Recovery and Property Retrieval Task Force reported this, and she was to be arrested. You may not believe what is going on here. Women in their majority are celebrating Madam Nora Finda Bundoo, a woman who has been accused of stealing over $6 billion. But these allegations have not been confirmed by any court in the country. So, just as I said, yeah, we want to give you a view of how the people are celebrating here, rejoicing the release of Madam Nora Finda Bundoo from the Monrovia Central Prison. So, the black Jeep in the back is the one carrying Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. There has been this traffic here. You may not believe what is going on here. If you are watching, just share this live and invite others to watch. So this is the vehicle carrying Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. This is the vehicle carrying Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. She did not speak with her supporters and well-wishers who were hoping and wishing to see her. She did not speak with them, but she remains in her white. She stayed dressed up in white, all over white, in a white suit. From yesterday, she came over here and she stayed dressed up in the very clothes that you've seen, or dress code that you saw on the internet. Pray for the God.
They meant it for evil, but God has sent everything.
Who meant it for evil?
You know themselves, they meant it for evil.
So all the allegations against Madam Nora Finda Bundoo, you believe those are false allegations?
I mean, the people living the dream world. They live in the dream world. This woman is a woman who built her life ever since.
She didn't have to see.
Right?
You said she built her life ever since, meaning she didn't have to see.
Woman.
Okay.
Just one business woman.
What's her name? Okay, thank you very much. He declined calling his name, but that's a supporter of Madam Nora Finda Bundoo.
I
Say what? Did I know when you're hungry? So that's one of the supporters here. Apparently, she's camera shy. But this is how things are like here. We are just before the Ministry of Defense. We're just before the Ministry of Defense. So this is the BTC, the Barclay Training Center. The UN drive is upside down. If you drive it towards this side, apparently
Got the money in the bag? Wow.
and though that sound is very usual, rescue mother, women from the market, Rallytown market is upside down. These are women from the Rallytown market who are also joining this parade here. The temporary release of Mananora Finda Bundoo. Our people are celebrating her. Most of them slept at the Monrovia Central Prison outside and waiting this moment. However, it is temporary. Let's keep watching. Mananora Finda Bundoo is riding in a black SUV. Why are you crazy about Finda? Why?
On our head. Everybody doing something on our head.
This is another huge cry here. and you are coming by the way of the UN Drive, just know that there is a serious traffic here. The UN Drive is jam-packed with supporters, majority women and girls who are celebrating Nora Finda Bundoo release from the Monrovia Central Prison. So they are saying they are Christian for Finda. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Rock of Pentecost. Finda is my person. The devil never knew about God is stressing.
So you think it was a prayer that left now outside today?
God is stressing. God put in the ship.
Well, is it true that there was a tarry hell last night?
Yes, what happened?
Okay, thank you. So we stay here. We stay here on the UN Drive in front of the Barclay Training Center. Who will make a grand? Yeah. Make a grand for you. Someone said she's no longer in government again. She's no longer in government again. She doesn't have money. Does she still rescue people like when she was in government? Does she still rescue people like she was in government? Okay, thank you. So this is DN News Liberia. We keep talking to some of the people who are here celebrating the release of Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. Yeah, we are the front of the line, but there are still more people back there. There are still more people back there. Gradually, Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is moving. Mama, who play faith? The enemy. An enemy put Finda in jail. But you know, the case not fini here. They say the case not fini here. When they put Finda outside, the case fini. All right. All right. All right. So this is DN News Liberia, and bringing you this live. Yeah. This little celebrating with this eagle. This SUV is a state-owned Liberia state-owned vehicle, and so we're celebrating the release of Madam Nora Finda Bundoo. The vehicle is moving steadily. Madam Nora Finda Bundoo is being celebrated here. And so we are approaching Clay Street and UN Drive intersection. that Sapo Giant. Also forming part of the security team here to have Madam Finda Bundoo. A ring has been built around this vehicle. A ring has been built around this vehicle to take Madam Finda Bundoo home after sleeping at the Monrovia Central Prison.